Have you ever added walnuts to your diet thinking they're one of the healthiest nuts you can eat, yet still feel tired, bloated, or gain weight around your belly? If you're over 60, this could be happening because you're unknowingly making a few common walnut mistakes that silently harm your heart, brain, and even your joints. Walnuts are loaded with omega-3 fats, antioxidants, and minerals that can protect your memory and lower inflammation, but only when eaten the right way. Eat them wrong and you can actually spike inflammation, block nutrient absorption, and overload your liver with toxins. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 worst mistakes people make when eating walnuts, especially after 60, and why correcting these small habits can dramatically boost your brain, energy, and longevity. Stay till the end because mistake number 5 is the one even most doctors overlook, and it could be quietly aging your brain faster than anything else in your diet. If you're eating walnuts straight out of the bag because they look healthy and natural, you might actually be hurting your digestion more than helping it. Most people don't realize that raw walnuts are coated with phytic acid, a natural compound plants use to protect their seeds. But in your body, especially as you get older, phytic acid binds to essential minerals like zinc, iron, calcium, and magnesium. The result? Your body can't absorb them properly. Over time, this silent nutrient thief can lead to weak bones, low energy, brittle nails, and even poor immune response. Now, here's the deeper problem. As we age, our stomach acid levels naturally decline. This makes it even harder for seniors to break down the dense structure of raw walnuts. So instead of getting their rich omega-3s and protein, you may end up with bloating, gas, or stomach discomfort after eating just a handful. It's not that walnuts are bad. It's that your body can't access their nutrition in that raw, unprepared form. So what's the fix? Simple: soak or roast your walnuts before eating them. When you soak them overnight in warm, filtered water with a pinch of salt, you neutralize phytic acid and activate the nut's natural enzymes. This process wakes up the walnut, unlocking its minerals and making it easier to digest. You'll notice the difference almost immediately. No more heaviness after snacking and far better nutrient absorption. If you prefer roasting, do it gently at low temperature around 160-170 degrees. Chew 320 dead for 10-12 minutes. That light toasting destroys the enzyme inhibitors without damaging the delicate omega-3 fats. Many seniors who switch to soaked or lightly roasted walnuts report improved joint flexibility, better focus, and even smoother digestion. That's because now the body can finally use the healthy fats to lubricate the brain and reduce inflammation instead of fighting indigestible plant compounds. And one more thing, avoid over roasting. High heat can oxidize those good fats, turning them rancid. Rancid fats generate free radicals, tiny molecular bombs that accelerate aging and damage your arteries and brain cells. If your roasted walnuts smell bitter or leave a dry, chalky taste, toss them out. You're better off with fewer fresh nuts than a bowl full of damaged ones. So, before you reach for another handful of raw walnuts thinking you're doing your body a favor, pause. Give them a little preparation. Because the difference between a raw walnut and a properly soaked one is the difference between feeding your cells and fighting inflammation. In the next section, we'll talk about something most people never think about: how the way you store walnuts can actually turn their healthy fats into silent toxins, and how to keep that from happening. You can buy the freshest, highest quality walnuts in the world and still poison your body slowly if you store them the wrong way. That's because walnuts are one of the most delicate nuts on earth. Their healthy omega-3 fats, the same fats that protect your arteries and sharpen your brain, are also extremely unstable. When exposed to heat, light, or oxygen, those good fats begin to oxidize. And once that happens, your superfood becomes a toxic food. Here's what oxidation really means. The fats in the walnuts start to go rancid. They break down into compounds that create inflammation inside your body. The same inflammation that clogs arteries, stiffens joints, and fogs up memory. You might not see it, but you can smell it. Ever opened a bag of walnuts and caught that bitter paint-like odor? That's rancid oil, and it's quietly attacking your cells. For people over 60, this is even more dangerous. Your liver already works harder to process fats and remove waste. Eating oxidized walnuts forces your liver to neutralize free radicals every single day, stealing resources from detox and hormone balance. The result? Fatigue, weaker immunity, and accelerated aging. And here's the sad truth. Most store-bought walnuts are already damaged before you even open them. They sit for months on warm shelves or in clear plastic bags under fluorescent lights. That constant exposure triggers a slow chemical reaction that destroys vitamin E, the very antioxidant that's supposed to protect those fats in the first place. So by the time they reach your kitchen, they've already lost their natural defense. The solution is surprisingly simple. Store walnuts like medicine, not snacks. Always keep them in airtight glass jars or resealable bags with the air pressed out, and place them in the refrigerator if you'll use them within a month, or in the freezer for longer storage. Cold temperature slows oxidation to almost zero, preserving every bit of their omega-3 power. Never leave walnuts near the stove, windowsill, or pantry where sunlight and heat circulate. And when you buy them, choose unshelled walnuts whenever possible. Their natural shell is nature's own container, shielding the delicate oil from oxygen. If you like to buy chopped or ground walnuts for baking, make sure you finish them quickly, within 2 weeks. Once you break the surface of the nut, you expose more oil to air, and the countdown to rancidity begins. One quick test: if your walnuts taste bitter, sour, or dry, throw them out. Don't try to hide the flavor in oatmeal or salad dressing. Rancid oils don't just taste bad. They generate free radicals that damage DNA and accelerate wrinkles and brain aging. So the next time you grab that half-empty bag sitting in your pantry, remember this: your heart, brain, and skin depend on how you store those tiny brown halves. Treat them like living nutrients, protect them from air and light, and they'll protect you back. Now that you know how storage can turn healthy fats into toxins, let's move to mistake number 3. One that surprises almost everyone: mixing walnuts with the wrong foods, a simple habit that can erase all their anti-inflammatory benefits in a single meal. Walnuts are one of nature's smartest foods, packed with plant omega-3s, antioxidants, and amino acids that protect your brain, heart, and blood vessels. But here's the catch. When you mix walnuts with the wrong kinds of foods, you silently cancel out those benefits. In fact, you can turn a healthy meal into a slow inflammation trap without even realizing it. Let's start with the most common mistake: eating walnuts alongside sugary or high-carb meals. Many seniors enjoy adding them to oatmeal, muffins, or breakfast cereal, thinking they're making the meal healthier. The truth? When your meal is loaded with sugar or refined carbs, insulin spikes. High insulin drives inflammation and oxidative stress, which oxidizes the very omega-3 fats inside the walnuts. Those delicate fats transform into compounds that damage arteries and age your skin faster. So the healthy brain fat becomes a pro-aging fat within minutes. The second mistake is mixing walnuts with vegetable oils, especially soybean, corn, or sunflower oil. These oils are already high in omega-6 fatty acids, and when combined with walnuts' omega-3s, they create an imbalance that fuels inflammation instead of reducing it. Over time, that imbalance contributes to joint stiffness, heart disease, and brain fog. Always pair walnuts with clean, natural fats like olive oil, avocado, or a small amount of grass-fed butter instead. Another silent destroyer is pairing walnuts with heavy protein meals like steak or chicken drenched in sauce. Your stomach releases different enzymes to digest fat and protein. When overloaded, digestion slows down, and the fat in walnuts lingers too long, becoming rancid inside your gut. That's why some people experience bloating or sluggishness after eating nuts with large meals. Walnuts digest best as a light snack or combined with leafy greens, yogurt, or berries, foods that complement their nutrient profile instead of competing with it. And then there's the trend of candied or flavored walnuts coated in honey, caramel, or chocolate. These sweet coatings destroy the natural oils through heat processing and add fructose, which ages the skin and stiffens arteries through a process called glycation. The worst part? The sugar binds to proteins in your body, forming sticky molecules that inflame joints and cloud the brain. What you think is a healthy treat becomes an inflammation bomb. If you truly want to get the anti-aging benefits of walnuts, eat them clean and smart. A handful with Greek yogurt, sprinkled over a green salad, or blended into a smoothie with spinach and avocado. That's how you activate their nutrients without triggering insulin or oxidative stress. And if you crave sweetness, pair them with low glycemic berries or cinnamon, not refined sugar. Your goal isn't just to eat walnuts, It's to let their nutrients work for you, not against you. Every bite you take is either fighting inflammation or feeding it. Choose the combination that heals. Now, in the next section, we'll reveal mistake fourth, ignoring portion size. Because even the healthiest food on earth can become toxic when you eat too much of it. And for seniors, that excess can quietly stress the liver, joints, and heart over time. When it comes to nutrition, there's one truth people forget. Even the healthiest food becomes harmful in excess. And walnuts are no exception. You've probably heard that walnuts are great for your heart, your brain, and even your skin. But what most people don't realize is that too many walnuts can overload your system and quietly cause the very problems they're supposed to prevent. Let's start with the science. Walnuts are dense. 1 ounce, about 7 to 9 halves, contains nearly 190 calories and 18 grams of fat. Yes, these are healthy fats, but they still require your liver and gallbladder to produce bile to digest them properly. As we age, bile flow naturally declines, meaning your body struggles to process large amounts of fat at once. When you eat handful after handful of walnuts, you can experience bloating, gas, loose stools, or indigestion. Signs your digestive system is overwhelmed. But there's a deeper problem. Too many walnuts can also disturb your mineral balance, particularly between zinc and copper. Walnuts are naturally higher in copper, and when eaten excessively, especially without zinc, rich foods like seafood or eggs, they can shift your body's ratio toward copper dominance. This imbalance has been linked to fatigue, anxiety, joint pain, and even hair thinning. So, the very nut you're eating to boost your health could quietly throw your chemistry off balance. For seniors, portion control is even more critical. The metabolism slows down with age, meaning your body burns fewer calories. Eating large portions of calorie-dense nuts like walnuts every day can lead to gradual weight gain, particularly around the belly, the most dangerous place to store fat. This abdominal fat is metabolically active. It produces inflammatory hormones that raise blood pressure and insulin levels, increasing your risk of diabetes and heart disease. And here's something most people never consider. Excess walnuts can irritate the gut lining because of their oxalate content. Oxalates are natural compounds that, in high amounts, can bind to calcium and form crystals, sometimes contributing to kidney stones or joint stiffness in sensitive individuals. If you already have kidney issues or joint pain, moderation becomes even more important. So what's the ideal amount? For most adults over 60, the sweet spot is 4 to 6 walnut halves per day, roughly 1 small handful. That's enough to nourish your brain and support your heart without stressing your liver or adding unnecessary calories. Think of walnuts as a supplement, not a snack bowl filler. Quality over quantity. Here's a tip. Eat your walnuts slowly and mindfully. When you chew them thoroughly, you release more oils and enzymes that improve digestion. Combine them with fiber-rich foods like berries or leafy greens, and you'll stabilize your blood sugar and boost nutrient absorption. Remember, nutrition is about balance. Walnuts are powerful, but too much power without control can turn against you. In the next section, we'll uncover mistake WE5, eating old or prepackaged walnuts loaded with additives, because this one doesn't just affect your digestion, it can quietly accelerate cellular aging and weaken your immune defenses without you ever noticing. If you've ever grabbed a bag of prepackaged walnuts from the supermarket shelf, believing nuts don't really expire, you might be eating something far different from what nature intended. Old or processed walnuts are one of the most common hidden sources of oxidative stress in older adults, and few people ever realize it. Walnuts are incredibly rich in polyunsaturated fats, especially omega-3s. These delicate oils are health-promoting when fresh, but unstable when exposed to air, light, or time. The longer walnuts sit on a shelf, the more these oils oxidize, forming compounds called lipid peroxides. These are toxic molecules that attack your cell membranes and DNA, accelerating aging from the inside out. What was once anti-inflammatory now becomes pro-inflammatory. Manufacturers know this, which is why many commercial walnut products are treated with preservatives, flavor coatings, or cheap oils to mask rancidity and extend shelf life. Look closely at the label. If you see words like vegetable oil, corn syrup, glucose, caramel flavor, or added color, put it back. These additives not only destroy the nut's natural enzymes, but also spike insulin, trigger inflammation, and clog the liver's detox pathways. For seniors whose liver function and metabolism slow with age, these small toxic loads add up day after day. And then there's time, the silent destroyer. Even if a package says, best before next year, those nuts could already be chemically degraded. Oxidation begins the moment the shell is removed. Each month at room temperature shortens their nutrient life dramatically. Studies show that after 6 months on a warm shelf, walnuts can lose over 80% of their vitamin E, the very antioxidant that protects your heart and skin. What's left behind are damaged oils and empty calories. So, how do you spot old walnuts? Use your senses. Fresh walnuts have a mild, earthy aroma and a buttery taste. Old ones smell like paint, nail polish, or cardboard. If they leave a bitter aftertaste or make your mouth dry, they're rancid. Never ignore that taste. Rancid oils create free radicals that silently damage brain cells, collagen, and even the DNA that keeps your immune system young. To stay safe, buy raw, unsalted walnuts in small batches, ideally from a store that refrigerates or vacuum seals them. Check the packaging date, not just the best before date, and store them in the refrigerator or freezer immediately after opening. Avoid trail mixes and flavored nut blends. They often contain hydrogenated oils that neutralize all the walnut's benefits. For a true health upgrade, look for organic, unshelled walnuts and crack them fresh once a week. That's how you preserve their antioxidants and natural omega-3 integrity. Think of it this way. The fresher the walnut, the stronger its life force, and that same vitality transfers to you. When you respect the freshness of your food, you respect the energy that keeps your body young. Now you understand. It's not just about eating walnuts, it's about how you eat them. When you fix these 5 small mistakes, something incredible happens. Your digestion becomes lighter, your energy steadier, and your mind clearer. Those same little nuts that once caused bloating and fatigue now fuel your brain, protect your heart, and support strong joints. Because health isn't built from superfoods, it's built from smart choices repeated daily. Soak your walnuts to unlock their nutrients. Store them cold and dark so their oils stay alive. Combine them with the right foods, eat them in balance, and choose them fresh, untouched by time or additives. Do this for just a few weeks and you'll feel it. Fewer sugar crashes, sharper focus, calmer nerves, and maybe even a glow returning to your skin. That's your cells thanking, because you finally gave them real food, not damaged oil. You see, the smallest habits determine the biggest outcomes. One change, like preparing your walnuts correctly, may seem minor, but at 60 or beyond, it can literally add years of strength and clarity to your life. So, the next time you reach for that handful, remember, your body listens to every bite you take. Feed it with wisdom. Feed it with care. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone over 60 who deserves to feel alive again. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical, science-backed tips to protect your brain, balance your hormones, and age with power, naturally. Because real health isn't in a pill. It's in the choices you make every single day.